Chijogo Agwacha. Okay. My name is Chijogo Agwacha Ikena, and this session will be speaking on unlocking the missing chains in your career. Um, so wondering why am I audible enough? Please, I need to know. Give me confirmation in the chat room. If I am, say yes so I can proceed. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so today we'll be speaking on unlocking the missing link in our career journey. Un- uh, Unlock the missing link to build your dream career, right? So basically highlighting the mistakes that we make, in the course of our in course of building our career, either as a job seeker, either as an experienced professional on the field already, or someone just trying to change jobs, or someone trying to look for a new job, right? Wondering why this webinar, right? Why not any other webinar, right? Why did I decide to have this webinar at this point in time? So I realized that, right, despite I know there are a lot of materials online, many people share on LinkedIn, there are many things on Google, right? Share on how you should prepare for your interviews, or what you should do, right? To succeed in your career. But information is never enough, right? You can miss it out, or probably you didn't hear it the way it should sit with you, right? And it's very important for us as we round up the year, right? It's important for us to reflect back on our journey in the course of the year. What mistakes did we do? And then and let's see how we can make it better going into the new year. I'm sure we all want to make our 2025 big. We want to make we want to ensure that we start the year very prepared to grab every opportunity, right? So before we kickstart, I want us to meet ourselves right in the chat room, where let's get to meet ourselves. What's your name? Where are you joining from? Right? Let's get started. Let's just use the next few minutes to get to meet ourselves, so we can just get to know ourselves. You never know who is also on the call. Your destiny helper can be on the call. Your next recruiter can be on the call. So what's your name? What do you do? Where are you joining us from? Let's meet ourselves. So my name is Chidiogo. I'm HR professional and also a career coach. I'm joining all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. So let's meet ourselves in the chat room. Don't be shy. It's chat room. You can just type. You don't need to speak up. Okay. Shego Oladosu, L&D professional from Ibadan. Welcome, Shegun. How is Ibadan this evening? Hope the rain that fell yesterday in Lagos did not reach Ibadan. Okay. Olufunlayo from Lagos, pricing specialist, HR enthusiast. Wow. Okay, so you have interest in moving to HR. That's very interesting, right? And I also love what you do as a pricing specialist. Welcome, Olufunlayo, all the way from Lagos. So if you're joining us from the wait list, right, go back to the wait list and to the group and tag 5 people to join the session, because I don't promise we'll be made available. It's always best to hear it directly so you can ask your questions, right? It's not easy to get our speakers on a call. They're very busy people, including myself, right? And it's not easy to get them to commit to coming to speak to us, on this session free of charge. These are sessions that people pay for, right, in hundreds of thousands of naira to get this kind of knowledge, but they are sacrifice their time, their resources, come and spend this time with us. So please go back to the wait room if you're coming from the WhatsApp group, and then tag 5 people on that call that we have started already, and we're just trying to wait for them to join. They have like three minutes to join us. so we can kickstart. Andrew Wisdom, electrical field engineer, solar PV systems from Lagos. Wow, that's nice. Okay. So Andrew, basically, do you just is your focus on solar inverter just to get a clarity of what you do exactly? Adetoro Timothy Shegun, hotel night shift sales person from Ilori. Welcome, Timothy, on this call. Shewa from Iyo, EdTech Head of Operations. Wow, interesting. Interesting, Shewa, interesting. Okay. So please go back to the WhatsApp group if you're joining from there, so that you could tag people that have started the session already. As I said earlier, I'm not promising that this replay will be available, right? And so and it's always best, right, if you're there on the live call, so you can have your questions answered, right? Because even if you so you can have your questions answered, right? Okay, so let's more people should drop now. I'm still waiting for your introduction, so we're not done. No. Is it only Shegun and Funlayo and Andrew and Timothy and Alicia that's on this call? I know we have more than these people on this call. We have more than these people on this call. Jafet, I've not heard from you. Uche Nelson, Mulunda, Dennis, Ryder, Sikiru. Don't be shy. It's just a chat. I'm not asking you to publicly speak. But even if you need to overcome, you need to overcome that. Know how to speak, in the midst of people and address people. So let's get it going. So we can. Natasha. Okay, let me check if what people have dropped their introduction chat room. Okay, so if you're just joining us now, my name is Chidiogo, and we are having this webinar session on unlock the missing links to build your dream career. So for you to get the mental, emotional, and financial satisfaction in your career that you've always prayed for. I know we always say, "Oh, I want to have my mental health, should be okay. I want to be able to earn this amount of money, right?" From your job or from your career, right? If you don't know how to do it, if you don't know what mistakes to avoid, you will not get that level you want to. You won't get that satisfaction that you desire from your career. This webinar has been created so to help us understand what we need to avoid, right? And funny enough, you get to realize that these things are things that we may think that they are small, right? But they cost us major. They cost us to lose on major things in our career because there's always the little things that matter in the long run. Okay, so Japheth Eyeye, service operations / banking channels expert. Welcome, Japheth. Where are you joining us from? Where are you from? Nigeria, Canada, UK. Where exactly are you joining us from? Let's get to meet ourselves. Okay. Welcome everyone. Please, as you join in, please can you mute your mic to avoid interference in the call? And let's get introduce ourselves in the chat room. So quite a number of us have dropped our names and what we do and where we're joining from in the chat room. I'm noting everybody. Thank you everyone for sacrificing your evening to be part of this session. I do not take it for granted. Okay, from Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome, Japheth. Welcome, Japheth. So if you're just joining us, please drop your name, what you do, and where you're joining us from this session. So, another question, right? I'm just trying to engage you so we can get quite a number of people on the call, right? So we can make this session very interactive. And I want us to be very interactive in this session, right? Think of your questions, ask your questions. Don't just go silent, or not, because it's not easy to bring up people to come and speak to us on this issue because this is the year end already. We're already in October, about to move into November, right? And then this period, right, there are a lot of job vacancies coming out. There are a lot of performance appraisals happening at the workplace, right? If you don't know how to position yourself, if you don't know what to do to avoid, missing out on those things. You will still miss out and start your new year, not prepared. It's important to get yourself prepared for your new year. It's not just about writing your new year goals, but you need to also be able to prepare and position yourself as a high flyer, which and then for you to be able to land your dream job or probably get your promotion and get the satisfaction that you need in your career. Sikiru, good evening. Olawale, okay, Atolagwe, receptionist Ilori. Okay, I have like two people joining from Ilori today. Wow, that's nice. Okay, hi to Lauren this evening. Hi to Lauren this evening. Um, okay. 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 Lauren is cool. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so I said earlier, if you're joining us from the WhatsApp wait list, right? Go back there, tag 5 people that we are live and they should join the call now, because when I bring on the our speakers, right, it's just going to be a breeze. We would just start, right? And we'll not wait for anyone. I'm just trying to buy us time to get more people to join the call so that they can get value, ask your questions, and know what to avoid in your career. Akin Onifade, a personal professional development consultant and a content writer from Lagos. Welcome, Akin. Welcome. Thank you for joining us at this point. So once it's 7:15 on the dot, we'll just kickstart, right? Um, we'll just kickstart this session. I have do I have my speakers here? Okay, I have one of my speakers here already. Um, okay, I have one of my speakers here already. Okay, okay. So let's continue introducing ourselves. Okay, I'm John Osemene, Chief Manager, Logistics, Nigerian Breweries PLC, calling in from Ogun State. Welcome, John. And how is Ogun State this evening? Hope it's calm and it's peaceful as it is, as usual. Hope the rains that fell in Lagos yesterday did not extend there.
I said,
Okay.
pray for me.
Eh, okay, if you're just joining us now, please introduce yourself in the chat room. Let's okay. My second speaker is now on the call, so I'm going to start now. Uche Nelson, external auditor, calling from Port Harcourt. Welcome, 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 Uche. I bring greetings and love and from Zambia, Mulunda. Oh, all the way from Zambia, Mulunda. Welcome very much. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining this call at this point in time. I know there is a bit of time difference, but you still made our time to join. I'm honored. Thank you. It rained cat and dogs in Augusta yesterday. Wow. So you simply with Lagos. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. So in the course of our conversations today, right? If you are learning, right? If you have like a light bulb experience, probably there's something that any of the speakers would mention that resonated with you. Drop it in the chat room, drop your learnings, drop the things you are picking from there, things that that touched you, right? And if you are i- yes, so drop it in the chat room. And also if you are also in the WhatsApp waitlist group, you can also drop your learning there so people can also um um they can also learn from what you're learning, and then see it, and then probably if their attention have not been called to the session, they can quickly join the session right now. Okay, so let's get right into it. Welcome everyone. As I said earlier, this online webinar is on unlocking the missing links to build your dream career, for you to get the mental, emotional, and financial satisfaction that you've always prayed for. And I'm having this session with my two lovely HR colleagues, and I call them my sisters also because you know, they've always been there for me, and they're also valued professionals, or they're top HR professionals. They are both leading HR in their different workplaces, right? And them coming to have this session with us expect full value, because you know com- cumulatively between myself and my two other speakers, right, we have like over 30 years of experience cumulatively
Sure.
between myself and my two other speakers, right? So they're coming to learn from people that have with they're coming to listen to over 30 years of experience speak to you, right? We've recruited between the three of us, we've handled like over 5,000 recruitments, right? If not more than that in the course of our career. So you can imagine the value. Imagine that when we're speaking with today is from the wealth of experience, what we've seen people go through, and even talking about from our own personal experience also, because you learn from others. You don't wait to fall victim to learn. You can learn from the experiences of others so you can get better. Please, if you're not muted, mute your mic so that you can avoid disruptions. Please mute your mic so to avoid disruption. This session is being recorded, and it would be nice to have those feedback, from people. Okay, so let's get to meet me, right? Who am I, right? You've just been seeing me, you've been joining a group, you don't know which group you are joining, right? Yeah, so this is me. My name is Chijogo Agbochai Kena. As I said earlier, I'm a senior HR professional, a talent manager, and also a career coach. I have over a decade experience as a recruiter. In the course of my career life, right? I've managed over 5,000 employees at one of Africa's largest QSR brand, and I've also led HR at the largest retail pharmaceutical chain in Nigeria. I hold the SPHR certification from the HR Cedar Institute USA, and I've helped over 200 people land their dream jobs. Um, okay, so our first facilitator today is Abolade Temitope. She's a highly accomplished HR leader with 15 years of experience driving strategic human capital initiatives, high performing cultures, and delivering innovative solutions to drive business success. She has a proven track record of developing and implementing HR strategies, leading cross functional teams, and advising senior leadership. Currently, she heads the Culture and Talent Management Department in an oil and gas servicing organization. She holds an MBA degree from Unilag and also an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. Timtope is passionate about her craft and serves as a facilitator for students of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. So she for people um that wants to write their CIPM exams, she trains them and teaches them right before they write their exam. And I must say that she has a huge success rate. Like her students, they almost all always pass their exams right in their first sitting. Her expertise spans talent management, um, making her a valuable asset to her organization. Throughout her career, she has constantly demonstrated her ability to drive business results through people-centric strategies. She is a dedicated and a results-driven HR executive committed to excellence in her field. Please, with a resounding round of applause, right? You can use the applause icon, the reaction button in on your Zoom link and give her a round of applause, right? It's not easy for her to join us and create out time from her busy schedule to join us at this point in time to have this session. So our second speaker is Tolani Adenugba. She brings a rich and diverse experience from multiple sectors, including FMCG, real estate, NGOs, mass media, and the financial industry. With over 12 years of experience in human resources, she has developed deep proficiency in a wide array of HR functions such as talent management and acquisition, comp and ben, performance management, HR strategy, employer engagement and relations, amongst others. She earned her BSc in sociology from Bowen University, Nigeria, and holds an MSc in human resource management from University of Birmingham, United Kingdom. She is a recognized professional in the HR field, holding memberships and certifications from CIPD UK, SPHRI USA, PHRI USA, and CIPM, and also the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development. Outside her personal life, Tani is passionate about research, enjoys singing, traveling, and cooking. She's also happily married. So, with a resounding applause, also welcome our second speaker. Um, welcome our second. So, Tolani and Temi, please can you just not turn on your camera? So, um,
Moment of picture.
okay.
Okay, just a moment. I think I'm fumbling with mine.
Okay.
Can you see
Hi.
me? Hi.
Can you see all of us, everyone?
No, it's only you that I can see.
You can see only me.
Yes.
Oh, so you can't see my other speakers.
Yes, I can see Mrs. Tolani.
Okay.
Hi,
Can you see
everyone. Hi,
Temi?
Tony.
Hi.
Okay, so let's just kickstart. Welcome, and once again, I'm hugely honored that you accepted my invitation to be part of. I know it is late, 10 p.m. is late, but thank you very much, right? And so everyone will be having this session like a panel discussion, right? Where we'll be discussing different topics in different areas and pointing out different things that we need to note as professionals, either as a job seeker, a fresh graduate, or someone who's already an experienced person trying to either um, switch careers, or trying to get a new job, or trying to just or just become a better employee in general. So I'm asking questions, and then if you have questions, right, you just drop your questions in the chat room, or you can just write down your question and then probably ask it when I call for questions time. So pay attention. If there are things that resonated with you, drop it in the chat. You make it quite. I want this class to be very interactive, right? Because you only learn when you ask questions and when you engage, properly. So first question, right? Um I know we've handled recruitment, right? We've seen from Gary training recruitment down to experience level recruitment. But I want us to talk about, right, what are the common mistakes that we see people, probably recent graduates, or those that are very early in their careers, what are those mistakes that we see them make, in the course of maybe interviewing or their job seeking, just things that you've seen, right, in the course of their career. So I'll start with Temi, and then move to Tolani.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chi. Hi, guys. How is your weekend going? And thank you for the introduction. That's a whole lot. All right, I'm so sorry. I think I joined late or something because we had some CSR initiative that we also had to do today, start preparing for it today. Okay. So I have, because I facilitate CIPM, I teach CIPM students, and also have the opportunity to recruit a lot of people, a whole lot of people from different levels, C-suits to the lowest level. I think the most mistakes that which I've also made in my career um, is the fact that people are not able to say the truth about themselves. That's one thing. So you see a graduate or someone looking for a job, trying to be what they are, really not. All right. So let me share an experience. I was trying my early years as an HR officer, where I had the opportunity to handle recruitment, and I was looking for, I think, an officer for my sales department. And of course, they would need someone that has Excel skills, basic Excel skills. And I got a lot of CVs, and while I was talking to them, I had to make sure they um, sit by the system to really let us know if they could actually do Excel. And out of about 10 qualified candidates, only one could just put on the system. She could only put on the system, but she could not type. She couldn't even put tables in Excel. And others, the remaining 9 candidates could not even do anything in Excel. And these are people that had about 1 year post NYSC experience. So I had to ask them what they were actually doing with their time during NYSC and post NYSC. So that's something, when you don't want to add to the skills that you've learned in school, it's actually a common mistake that job seekers that they make. They just want to learn what they were taught in school and want to apply it to the world of work. Unfortunately, things have changed a lot, and you find yourself not even going by the way of what you studied in school. I recently tried hiring a supply chain general manager for supply chain, and the candidate that actually will be hired was started his career as chartered accountant, and now is a supply chain professional, an experienced supply chain professional. So we need to expand our territories. We need to expand our horizon. We need to expand our zone if we don't want to make that mistake. That was a mistake I made too after school, and as much as I can, make sure I tell people about it, not to make that mistake. So you have to expand beyond what you know.
Okay, Susan.
All right. Thank you very much, Tammy, and hi everyone. I'm really pleased to be here. So, just in addition to what Tammy has said, a lot of times there is lack of vision, lack of career goals and clarity. So I've noticed that some entry level, some graduates do not have that clarity to say that, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want for my career. So I will first of all say that it's important that you have a clear career goal and vision for yourself. In terms of my career, that was one thing that has really helped and stood out for me. I was very fortunate that during my induction in one of my former lives, when I was just starting out my HR career, during my induction, the facilitator told us that day that it was important that we had career goals. What are your goals in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years? And I was able to write that down, and I'm very pleased to say that those goals were achieved at that time. So it's important, and I'm charging everybody on this call, if you don't have your career goals for the next, like your short-term goals, your long-term goals, it's very important to have them. Top of that too, it's very important that you prepare. So you have some fresh graduates going for interviews, and they don't even do a proper research of the organization. So you hear them, they come for interviews and they're saying, oh, what do you do? And you're like, ideally you should research, you should find out about the organization, go to the website, read up about them. It's very, very important that you do that. And there are very little things that a lot of people overlook. Dressing. When you go for an interview, for instance, you have to ensure that you dress well. You have to ensure that you look great. So it's not like you have to wear very expensive clothing and all that, but just look neat, look sharp. It goes a very, very long way. I remember that there was one time I was having an interview with for a finance role, a finance officer role, and the line manager at the time, we had interviewed so many people, and I just imagine we had a candidate who came with body odor, and in fact it was a very horrible experience. But if I had to just calm the line manager down and just say, oh, let's follow through this interview, because the left line manager, he wasn't ready to work the candidate out. So we followed through with the interview. After that candidate, another candidate came in, a young man looking very, very sharp. He dressed well and was prepared for the interview. He, a fresh graduate, he didn't really have that confidence. He was a bit shy. He couldn't really talk. But trust me, guess what? It was one that was chosen at the end of the day, because the line manager was like, at least for him to have even dressed well to come for the interview, it shows sign of seriousness. And the other things we can learn, that willingness is there. We can build on the competence. We can work on that. And to be fair, the candidate actually did, when he joined us at the time, he did very, very well and is really thriving in his career. So those are the things I would like to talk about. And lastly, I would like to mention networking. It's important that even as fresh graduates, that you network correctly and you follow up with your networks as well.
Okay, so to add to that, right, I always tell people that I work with my mentees and those that I coach, right? When it comes to going for job interviews, right, dress as if you're already part of them. I like to dress. I like. That's why it comes point of having doing a research about where you're going for the interview. How do they dress, right? Just like that. If possible, adding a touch of the company's color to what you're dressing. Probably if their color, if they have a blue in their color, wear a blue dress, right? Or wear something blue, add the touch of that color. Right? It shows some kind of level of belonging, right? And and also it also helps you because it calms your nerve because you're already looking like one of them with the way they dress, right? And it also helps you calm your nerve. That's one trick that I use, and also for people that I mentor and teach. Also, I also ask them to use that trick. Also, when it comes to networking, so Temi has dropped off. She joins soon. Sorry, please, can you unmute your mic? Oh no, let me mute them myself. Okay, so while we wait for our other speaker to join us back, so Tolani, speaking about networking, right? What are those mistakes that people make when it comes to networking? So we think networking is just about meeting people, having friends, and all that. While some people that are introverts, they think networking is just for the extroverts, right? What are those common mistakes that we make, that people make when it comes to networking and building relationship? Because those two are very, very key for your career journey, because you can never work alone, right? So what are those mistakes that we make when it comes to networking and relationship building?
All right. So a lot of times when people go for events, exchange contacts, get cards, there's no follow through. So the first mistakes that people make is that there's no proper follow through after meeting certain people. So it's important that when you meet people at an event, you nurture your relationship. How do you nurture your relationship? You follow through. You can send a message. Oh, it was great meeting you today. This is Solani. I'm just checking in, and just try and check in from time to time. A lot of times people to also make mistakes by trivializing those networks, just treating it as transactional. Okay, yes, I met this person. Yeah, bye bye. But it's important that nurturing. So the word is nurture your relationship, follow through, check on them, and see how you're able to add value as well. Add value. Sometimes, so it's not even only about saying hi, I'm checking up on you. How do you also see that, okay, how can I support you? Okay, I can give an example. So there was somebody that I'm a very senior person I met at some point early in my career and all that, and I followed through, and I got to know that she was having an event, and I offered to volunteer. And through me just offering to volunteer at that event, I was able to have very close contact with her, and I'm still very much in touch with her. I'm very close with her now. So just think about how you're also able to, add value to whatever relationship you're trying to nurture. Okay, so I think let me let Timmy talk to.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I think you said all, and I'm just going to add just a bit because you mentioned everything that actually needs to be said. And I think I will just round it up with an experience. And in this profession, unfortunately, in this HR profession, There is no way you will make it if you think that you are introvert. You're not going to go anywhere. It's just better for you to be an introvert in your house. But when you go out, please be an extrovert, because people, if you think people will come to you, they might at the end of the day, maybe just to tell you that your hair is fine, clothes is fine.
Mm.
And if you are not now reciprocating the energy, then
Yeah.
that's when there will be issues. So you must be able to talk to people. So that introvert thing does not really work all the time. In fact, most of the time. So you as somebody building a career, somebody building a network. See, networking is very important. You can't even underestimate the value of networking.
Yeah.
I can say that 70% of where I am today is because of people I know. Because I know God, yes, that's the utmost. And others is just because of the people I know. And when at one CIPM event like that, just a local gathering, and someone just wants, hey, Jenny, I heard a lot about you. I said, thank you. What's your name? And just started talking. And it was as if we knew all those right. So if I attended those things, Timmy, I heard a lot about you, and I just said thank you, and I just let it go. This person has now become a very integral part of my career. That all the events in HR, she knows people there, and she connects me all the time. So it's very, very important to be able to nurture the relationship that you have as much as you can. When just like I mentioned, when you know there's an event for someone,
Mm.
just try to be there to protect. You know, it's not, I did not even meet her. She was just a regular Facebook friend. I did not. Later, I found out that she's a very senior person in the industry. So mom and they were going to do a wake somewhere very close to where I live. So I just showed up for the wake. Very out. Oh God. Just that um gesture that I show up for wake when they know what it means to leave the job, enter Lagos traffic. So it's really that's how to nurture relationship, not that you are just there for what you can gain, but for what you can also offer.
Thank you very much. So if you're gaining something, so just type learning career upgrade here, or also in this when the WhatsApp chat. So let's know that those that are not here, those know that they're missing a lot from me. So just type in learning career upgrade in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so before Temi joins back in, right? You can start getting your questions ready. Maybe drop them in the chat room, or just note it down so you can ask the questions when called up to. So talking about skills that we need to have, right, or knowledge areas that we need to have as people trying to change jobs, or trying to switch careers, or trying to get new jobs, right? What are those skills or knowledge areas that you think that people in career often overlook? Sometimes we say, oh, this one doesn't matter, but really, 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 it does matter, right? So what are those areas that you've noticed, probably from your own personal experience, or people that you've interviewed, or those that probably you've watched their career evolve? What are those skills or different knowledge areas that you think that we often overlook or underestimate?
Okay.
Then you can go.
Can I go first?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
network
Yes,
issues.
yes,
Okay. So I think first of all, the knowledge areas people should really be first of all communication. Okay. People should be able to communicate well. If there is anything you want to know about in terms of building your career, you should be able to communicate. You should be able to communicate. You should, I want to say that 100 times. If you have to get books to help you, if you have to get free materials to help you do that, make sure you do well to be able to communicate better. And by communicating, it's not just saying offensive things. Let me give you an instance. Today, one of my side hustle, I had to tell a dispatch to speed up because my dispatch were all busy. So, the delivery guy now said that, Madam, are you the one paying? I said, no. He said, how much is it the app is saying? I said, 10,500. He said, I'm coming right now. Madam, are you going to prepare food for me when I, and I'm like, I don't understand. You're supposed to come and pick up the delivery. How am I going to prepare food? Immediately I canceled. So he called to beg, and I'm like, so that's just one-on-one conversations, which is wrong. It's really, really wrong for a dispatch to tell me. I apologize for the background noise because I had to quickly get somewhere. Because I know if I get home, I won't be able to take the call. I might not even be able to get home because of traffic. So that's one thing. And another instance is where I am interviewing someone and he's saying that the person asked a question or the interviewer has asked a question, and this candidate is trying to respond to the question and he's saying, you guys, you guys, you guys, you guys, and you're like, who is the you guys? Can't you just mention the name of the organization? So those are kind of red flags. It might not really mean so much, but it means a lot. People should be able to communicate. When you have to address people as by their first name, you should be able to do that. When you have to, say some things that matters during conversations, during interviews, you have to know what to say. That's what brings out the professional. That's the difference between an amateur and a professional, the way you communicate. So I think I want to stop on communication. Communication is big in terms of the skills that you really need to get when you do this career. I'll hand over to Tolani.
Right. Thanks, Tammy. So I'm going to address it from the point of ensuring that you have relevant skills, you stay very relevant in your field of study. I'll give an example. So recently I met a young man who has spent about 13 years in his current organization doing the same thing for a period of 13 years. And my first question to him was that, why have you been doing the same thing for the past 13 years? And he gave me a response to say that, oh, it was because I don't have some certain qualifications. That is why I haven't been promoted. I'm still on this position and all that. So a lot of times people blame organizations to say, oh, this organization did not promote me, this organization did not invest in me. But we also have that responsibility to ourselves to ensure that we always equip ourselves with the relevant tools, skills, knowledge, and abilities that we need for the next level. Talking about that young man again, he studied accounting. He's left university for a long time. He doesn't have an ICANN. And my question to him again was that, why haven't you even gotten ICANN in this your field of study? Accounting is one profession that you would always, as a HR professional, you will always see vacancies for finance. Finance roles are always available because it's a very important career path. So that was my question to him and all that. And I mandated him that, see, I see a lot of potentials in you. I see you moving to the next level. But however, there's some certain foundations that you need to fit. You need to go and get your ICANN. How would you be practicing in Nigeria, being an accountant, and you don't have that? So apart from having important, communicating effectively, is also important that you don't stay obsolete. Improve on yourself. What worked 10 years ago, what worked 5 years ago is not working now. You have to ensure that you stay relevant, know what works in your industry, know the market trends. That is very, very important. Even as a HR professional, the way HR was practiced some years ago is not the way it's being practiced now. There are a lot of changes happening. So if you want to move from one career to another, or even getting promotion on that, you have to ensure that you always stay on top of your game, train, learn. Don't wait for your organization. Don't say that, oh, they haven't sent me on training. There's nothing stopping you from going to train yourself. And the technology has made a lot of things easy. You can go online, you can go to Udemy, you can go to Coursera. There are a lot of tools that you can get free or even at a subsidized rate to improve on yourself. All
Yeah,
right. So
so yes, so the importance of training, right, cannot be overemphasized. That I cringe when I hear people say, "Oh, I've been here for 10 years. They've not trained me." I'm like, when they train you, the knowledge in your head, is it for the company or for yourself? Will you drop the knowledge as you are leaving the company? It goes with you, right? So, and it shows when it come when I'm recruiting, right, and I go through your CV and I don't see any training, that it doesn't say right of you to me, right? Because I feel you're not a trainable person, or you're not someone who's interested in learning. That you'd be someone to that you'd be a difficult person to deal with, because you've not because learning, when you go for trainings, it changes you, it helps you evolve, it makes you it equips you better, right? You are able to unlearn and relearn, right? And know how to I am moving with it, I am moving with the trend, right? Instead of just sticking to a particular way that something is done. I've worked with people that always say, "Oh, this is how you are doing it, this is how we've been doing it," and they're not even in line with the current trends. We have moved past that way, and they're trying to still work the way it was before. Because like the whole world of work has changed um from the pre-COVID era and now post-COVID era, right? But people are still stuck in the pre-COVID era, right? And a lot of things have changed. Even the way we do our work, everything has changed, and people are still stuck in that. They don't want to grow or train. So it's important for you to train yourself, and you must not wait to go for the very big expensive. They're very, very affordable trainings, right? If you go on Udemy, on Coursera, you will see trainings of 5,000, and I'm sure we can afford that. We can sacrifice and then spend that amount, because when you learn, it's in your head. Nobody's going away with it. It's still your knowledge. It's still your experience. So um I said earlier, if you have your questions, start dropping them in the chat room, or you type and just type learning career upgrade here, or in the WhatsApp group. So to close that, right, speaking on um you know positioning oneself, right, how I see that many people, right, they overlook the importance of personal branding, right? First question, why do you think people tend to overlook personal branding? And then how is it, of what importance is personal branding in the entire career journey? Bertrand, can you hear me?
wait, come again, Chidi. There was a bit of a glitch.
Okay, I said, so people tend to overlook the importance of personal branding. With there are so many myths that surrounding personal branding, right? So why do you think? First question is, why do you think people tend to overlook personal branding, right? And then, of what importance is personal branding in the entire career journey?
Oh, Chidi, thank you very much. That's a very good question. So the first thing, well, from my own perspective, I would say people kind of ignore personal branding is because they lack that self-awareness. I cannot overemphasize the importance of knowing yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your threats and your opportunities. You have to understand what are your triggers, what are the things that makes you stay motivated, what are the things that makes you you, what makes you you, what makes you Tolani, what makes you Chidi, what makes you Adishewa. It's very, very important. So a lot of times people just kind of overlook the importance of that self-awareness, and they don't even have a proper understanding of who they are. Because when you understand who you are and when you're very self-aware, that will play a very big part in your self-branding. So self-branding is extremely, extremely important. And it's important in several ways. I will like to give some examples. So the way you project yourself goes a very long way in your career progression, in your promotion as well. You can project yourselves in different ways. So I can give a very typical example. In one of my former lives again. I've said former lives like 2 times. Don't worry, I'm not a job hopper. I just had to say former life. So in one of my former lives, and that's one thing that I've noticed that a lot of men do very well, and we women we can still even do much, much better. A lot of times you will see a man, he will have this male leader he's looking up to. And that happens in the banks as well. Oh, the male leader dresses this way. He wears a particular color of tie. He wears the red tie. And you see all those big men too that are wearing ties, they're already focusing in that aspect because they're already seeing themselves that, okay, me too, I'm going to become a leader in this direction as well. So, and in fact, there was one particular young man who acted, dressed, got close to a very senior person, and even at the end of the day now he's in a very senior position. What am I saying in essence? Personal branding can come again from the way you dress. Personal branding can come from the way you talk and even the way you're able to articulate yourself. And when it comes to getting leadership positions, everybody is very particular that it's very important to say that the way you project yourself, the way you're able to project confidence, the way you're able to project your knowledge, it goes a very, very, very long way. And that also plays a key part in career progression. Who are your associations? Who is your circle of influence? What are the people that you move with? What do you think about yourself? And because I think it's very important that I also state this too. Personal branding too does not come from you thinking low of yourself, having negative thoughts about yourself, or allowing the negative situations around you to influence your own progression. So it's important that we also think positively because positive thinking, attracts very positive outcomes. So think positively. Look at people that that would look at your next level. So just an example as well. I also round up and hand over to Timmy. So just an example as well. I remember there was a time I was looking for the next level and all that, and I'm like, okay, at this point I really want to progress in my career, and I just began to shadow my boss. How does he do? How was he doing how was he doing things? How was he responding in meetings? How was he responding by emails? How was he engaging top management? At that point, I kind of grew even much closer to him just to really understand how he was able to do things. So it could even come from a part of you getting closer to some certain people and learning how it is done and even begin to see yourself in that position. And you see that you'll be able to get and achieve whatever you want to. But please, first step, know yourself. It is very important, but also when it comes to personal branding. Okay, I'm Tammy.
Thank you, Tola. Yeah, the personal branding is
a new way to enjoy your favorite entertainment and now take your TV with you wherever you go.
I know that. I think somebody's trying to say something. Okay, so while it's cool, I know that my strength is reading in the morning and in the afternoons. But I was find it better to read at night, right? And at the end of the day, I'm not able to achieve anything. These people make it personal. I need to first of all I need to know that this is what I want in my life. This is what I want for my career. Then I found out that Chidiogo already is in that line. Now decide that okay, let Chidiogo be my she's already in what I want. But the first step is finding out who you are, what your strengths are. If everybody lies to you, you cannot lie to yourself. You can't really lie to you. So you really need to be able to find out who you are, what you can do, what your strengths are. in discovering myself, I found out that it took a while, and you shouldn't be hard on yourself when you're trying to discover yourself. As much as it is important to discover yourself, you shouldn't be hard on yourself while doing that. Else, you might not be able to discover who you are actually looking for. In this professional, this my office, she was the accountant there. So I found out that everyone respects her a lot. When she says stuff, people wants to do whatever it is she says, So I wanted to be like her. So I said I wanted to go and do accounting because she's an accountant. So I felt the way you only get respect is by being an accountant, right? So I because I did not find myself first to know that I actually wanted to be an accountant. At the end of the day, I wasted about 2 years running after I can, I had to first of all decide if I wanted to do ACCA or if I wanted to do ICANN. I wasted a lot of time, wasted a lot of resources before I found out that that's not my calling. Though at the end of the day, it paid well for me because, now I can juggle between accounting and HR, but it's not my calling. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, it is normal because it's actually a place where you are trying to find yourself. Okay, so it's not a bed of roses. It's not an easy journey when you want to find the kind of person, when you want to find your real self. It doesn't come easy like that. All right. So, but you need to make conscious efforts to really determine who exactly you want to be. Who exactly, what has God called you to be? Now I know that my space is HR. There's no doubt about that. So I have grown a lot, but it took me a while to find out that. All right, it took me a while to find out that my calling is HR. There's no doubt about that. So I had to ditch finance at the end of the day. I had to ditch accounting. But when finance professionals are talking, of course, when I talk to, they know that this person knows what she's saying. But that's not my calling. It doesn't even work for me. I wasted time in finding myself and just looking at someone because she's well respected and I wanted to be well respected too. I want to say stuff and it is so it took me a while to find out. So it's a process, it's a journey, all right, but you will get there. You have to make conscious efforts to get there. Thank you. Chidego, you're muted.
Okay. Yeah. One final question before I let you both go. I know like we are quite engaged and just in transit. So, for those that are transitioning into a new industry or those that want to move into new roles or new career paths, right? What mistakes should they avoid, right? I know I have quite a number of them on this call, right? So, but if they want to move into make a career switch or industry switch, right? What mistakes do you advise them to avoid that they should look out for and avoid, and that can tell so they would be able to make that switch as they desire?
Okay, should I go first, Chidi? Can you hear me?
Um,
Okay. Sorry, I can't hear you. Please, can
But you
everybody
go
hear me?
first. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Okay, can hear me? Okay, great. So, in transitioning to another industry, I cannot overemphasize the importance of research, and research. Understand the organization, understand the industry, understand the relevant skills that will be very important for you to excel in that industry. That would be my first advice. Two, I cannot overemphasize the importance of you learning, training, try and learn, try and train, try and improve yourself. Like they say, when you stop learning, you start dying. So it's important that you equip yourself with the relevant skills. Extremely, extremely important. Number three, I would say mentorship. I cannot overemphasize the importance of mentorship. I am a strong advocate of getting a mentor. you can get a mentor in your career, or your career field of interest. It is also very important. I'm a product of mentorship. Chidi on the call too is also a product of mentorship. So if you don't have a career mentor, please try and get one. It plays a very key role in your career progression. Aside that, networking. So we're back to networking again. If you want to transition from one industry to another, it is important that you network. I have people, I know that there'll be people on this call that want to transition. So just a brief story about myself. I started off in the banking industry. I've always wanted to do HR. I loved HR, but at the time, I wasn't getting HR jobs because it just didn't happen. It just didn't come. And I was in the banking industry. And even though I was doing my work in the bank industry, I still had my eye on the goal that no, at the end of the day, I'm still going to become a HR person. I really wanted to do it. And how I was able to get the HR job was through networking. While HR, like Temi and yourself, Chide, were HR professionals, we know that with HR jobs, it thrives on network. It is very important. So please try and network, nurture your relationships, build your skills, self-awareness. And with all this, you'll be able to transition to your new industry. Don't give up. Because sometimes it will be like, oh, I've tried, I've dropped my CVs, I've applied, this is not happening. Continue, be persistent, keep at it. It would happen, just a matter of time. So back to my story, I was there too. It was just banking. So I was just moving from one bank to another. Ibrahim, please, can you mute your mic, please? Or Chidi, you can mute everybody, please. Thank you very much. So at that point, I was also even getting a bit frustrated that I really want to do HR. Why is it just banking jobs? And it was just so funny that eventually it happened. After some years, it happened. So if there's anybody here that's feeling discouraged that, oh, I really want a new job, don't worry, keep at it, stay relevant. Your current job, do it well, because you can never tell who will recommend you for your next level. Build yourself, build your skills, and everything will work into place. I know the funny thing about myself. So I got my HR job in the FMCG space, and now I'm back to the financial industry doing HR. So everyone here, don't worry, that is trying to transition. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Tola. That's really robust. I'm also a product of when a great mentor. Right. And another thing, Tolani has said before, one thing you should also have at the back of your mind is that you should overcome fear. Fear is going to sit on your neck. The fact that, just like Tolani mentioned, when she was not getting the child, what she was really looking for, she could have just given. Fear is actually a very bad thing. Fear will lead to anxiety. Right? And if you have it at the back of your mind that this thing you want to do, you're going to get it, you will get it. Fear will come, because of number one, economic realities. Somebody will tell you that, how do you want to transition when people in that industry are not even getting jobs, and you now want to do your job? Totally should now leave a thriving banking job to go and for HR when HR are not even getting jobs. So she will now sit down and say, this is economy. Maybe people are not getting it, that I don't have experience. How do I now get HR job? That is fair. And immediately you tap into it, you get the best of it. And that's how you can use it. Something that's actually what you want to do. Right? So you have to come in this, you have to stand against the spirit of fear. And you can only do that if you are determined. That's where okay, so that's where the personal branding comes in, where you already know what you want to do for yourself, and now the opportunity is here. You're not knocking doors for you to be able to. And that's where the mentorship comes in, where the mentor direct you. I am a very hyper person, very, very hyper person. Now I am trying to 15, 16 years experience in HR. Now I'm trying to transition into tech. It seems insane. People are asking me, what is HR doing? And I made that decision about 2 years ago. All right. So I was trying to get tech and on for trainings and was trying to see if I'm supposed to be doing HR with tech. I'm supposed to do HR with tech. Unfortunately, I now got a new role. The fear was there. But it was really there that how have you heard of HR transition to tech? So I tried to make research. I did not see. I saw a very little people, but not in Nigeria. So that was enough reason for me to back up. But that's not because we gathered this thing together. So by the time I would get it turned out to be a company that also has tech company as part of the system. I'm also supposed to head that department tech. So that's how I found myself to be in oil and gas and also in tech. So I did not let the current realities of what's happening in Nigeria deter me and say that I can't do what I want to do.
What
Right?
to
And
do,
of
yeah.
course, my mentor was also a very big help because my mentor would always tell me, see, you can take it and do it. And this one is not a matter of um, um, all these speakers people talk about. No, it's not. You can actually think it. It is what you want for yourself. Then it can happen. So you have to first of all want it for yourself. Know that this is actually
Mhm.
what you want, not because somebody is doing it, not because if somebody is doing it and excelling, it doesn't mean that they're also doing it and excelling it. You have to be sure it is what you want. That's the only way you
Want
can
it.
actually. So now I am excelling in tech, excelling in HR. So thank you.
Thank you very much. So sorry, before you drop off, final words for our participants. What's final words for you drop off? I know you're still on transit. Final words for you drop off. What's just a bit to round up, right? What should they just your final words, what they should take home? Like if they don't if they didn't hear anything, one final words for them.
Okay, so I think I'll make it two final words, and the first thing is the God factor. The God factor. I'm very big on God, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, or you're a traditionalist, whatever it is you are. I am very big on God. I believe in ask and it shall be given. It might not come immediately, but it will definitely come
You
at
give.
the right time. I am a very firm believer of ask and it shall be given. So as much as you can, ask and you shall be given. That's so you have to be very good. But one of my mentors, mentee rather, came up with to me to say that she's not clear on what she wants to do. So I told her to write a 5-year plan for herself. And in that 5-year plan, she should make sure there is a plan B. Once it is written down, it is now a goal. All right. And I said, see, when you've written down the plan, you are just writing, you're not God. So now talk to God and say that, God, I've written this plan, I hand it over to you. Because that's just how it works. So I'm very big on God. That's one. And I am also a firm believer that you can do it as much as you have it at the back of your mind that you want to do. Please upskill. See, I don't know how I want to preach it. Upskill. Learn more than what you currently know to definitely help. You cannot be an accountant forever and be sitting at the back of the table. Expect to be promoted when people are already using SAP for accounting, there's AI and you don't even know how to use it, and there's
Yeah.
Excel, there's Power BI, and you don't even know how to use it, and you're saying that you have 10 years experience, you have 15 years experience, and you're not even moving. Please, we need to move. We need to better what we're currently doing. You need to upskill. Where people need to, you also have to you need to upskill. Learn what is coming, what is the trend. And lastly, please research, read. There's a guy in my office who is in charge of language and strategy. The guy has answers to all questions. Ask him any question. ask him anything. Hillary and Donald Trump, the Israelite war, the Israel war and the Philippines and Pakistan, what is going, any question in the oil and gas industry, in the banking industry, he knows everything. That's because he reads and research a lot. Oh God, there is nothing you ask this guy. So I sat myself down and I'm like, I think I want to be like this. I want to be maybe not all questions. I should be able, in my experience, I should be able to answer some questions people would ask me. Try and read as much as you can. Even if it's one book, 1 year, read it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Temi. Tolani is still on the call. And
Hi,
if you're on the
Chidi.
call,
I'm still on the
okay,
call,
so
yes.
just your final words, right? Before you drop off. I know you're quite engaged. Before you drop off, your final words. So please, right? Everyone should still hold on to the call. I have some other information to share right before our speakers drop off the call. You can also drop your questions, right? And I'll take them at the end. So get on your final words, please.
Okay, I'll keep it very short. So again, I cannot overemphasize the importance of self-awareness. Know yourself, know what your strengths are, know what your weaknesses are, and improve on them. Then secondly, you also have to be very resilient. In terms of your career, failure might come, embrace it, run. It's just a temporary thing. Never give up. Never be unsure of yourself. Just try and ensure that you improve yourself at every point, and pick yourself back up again. Whatever thing that might have happened along the line. Then lastly, believe in yourself. So yes, you believe in God and also believe in yourself. Never doubt yourself for once. Believe that you can achieve anything. Believe that the sky is your starting point. Believe that if people have done it before, then you will do it better because you have it all in you, and you need to just ensure that know that you are that gold, you are that raw gold that needs to be fine-tuned, and you will achieve whatever thing that you need to achieve.
Okay, thank you very much, Tolani. Thank you very much, Temi. I'm sure and I believe that we all got validated. A lot of key points will come from the importance of communication, right? Which is something big, but people tend to trivialize it and they don't want to get better in it, right? And that's one skill that can either make or mar your career journey. Networking also is very important for us to interact with people, for us to be able to, and it's not just about what you want, but you need to also serve them. Mentorship is also about offering service to people, and also having your clear career goals, and finally submitting everything to God. Whether you practice Islam or just anything, as long as you surrender to a supreme being. For me, is God, because I'm a Christian, right? Everything I do, I surrender it to God, for He has the ultimate plan for your life. I have my goals, right? And He will always make everything align, right? For your own good. It's my delay, but you definitely get it, if you're destined to get it. And consistency also is key. For everyone that you've seen achieving results, right? Consistency is what got them there. It's not a one-day activity or two days. It was a consistent, intentional approach to upskilling themselves. That's how they got to that point. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Tammy. So you can drop off the call, right? Don't every other person don't drop off. Yes, I'll still get answer your questions, and I'll also share some resources with you at the end of the questions, or the end of the question session. So thank you very much, Tammy. Thank you very much, Tolani. Do
So
have a
much,
great day.
Chidi.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you for
having
inviting
on.
us. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Tammy. Thank
Solani.
you, and thank you everyone for listening. Enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you,
weekend.
everyone, for
Bye.
having me. Bye. Thank you, Chidi. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. So yeah, so your questions, right? You can keep your questions coming in, right? I have my first question from Uche Nelson. Uche says, can you all hear me? Please, I want to be sure that I'm audible before I proceed. I want everyone to get what I'm saying. Ibrahim, Ibrahim Obabi, please now mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. Okay, in case she can hear. So Uchi Nelson was asking, how can someone really get a mentor who will be interested in mentoring him or her? I don't know anyone physical except the ones I follow on social media. So even if they follow them on social media, right? Because you must not really meet them physically, right, for them to be your mentor, right? You don't just show on people's DM and say, oh, I want you to be my mentor. Why? Why should they pick you as their mentee out of the thousands of people that that reach out to them, right? So you should be able to offer value. What I mean by offer value, engage on their post, right? When they drop content, engage, share valuable comments, right? Share valuable insights. You can repost their content. When they have programs, right? Participate in their program. That's what draws you closer to them. And that's how my mentors that I have, right? Because I have quite a number of mentors, right, that help, that cover different areas of life for me, right? I'm I had to get close to them by constantly engaging on their posts. This is what I did, right? And also participating in their program. So when they have training sessions, I pay, attend. When they have events, I attend their conferences. There is a particular lady, right? She's a top HR and business leader, right? She hosts one of the very big conferences in the business world, right? How did I get close to her, right? We belonged in the particular community, right? But I was always anytime I see her, I would always greet her. And then when I got to know about her conference, right? I paid and attended her conference. And after that, right, I'll always check up on her. Hello, ma, how you doing? Right? Is there anything that you want me to help you with? When she was hosting the conference the next year, I volunteered to work for her, right? And then I helped her with some administrative tasks. I helped her with some tasks, right? And that's got me closer to her. And when I now released my book, she bought some copies of my book, right? She paid, like, okay, I'm 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 sending you this to support your book journey, right? And that was like, and this is someone that I barely see her. Like, I see her probably once in a year or something, but like, we are so closely knit. Like, she someone that I always reach out to, and she also checks up on me if she doesn't hear from me or she feels like I've gone quiet. So if you have any other questions, please drop it in the chat, or you can just raise your hand and ask questions. So let's talk and then address your issues. So what I wanted to share, right, and also to address the mentorship thing. So I know I know we are we are at that end of the year where we are wondering how we can position ourselves in our career. What can we do, right, to end the year big? What can we do to prepare for 2025, right? And and introducing my boot camp called the Thriving Employee Boot Camp, right? This boot camp has been running for um s- uh, I've had two cohorts successfully, and this will be the third cohort. So registrations are now open for the third cohort. So what do you get to achieve when you join this cohort, right? It's a 21 days program, right? It's meant to help you build a financially and emotionally fulfilling career in for next year. So it will help prepare you. You know that the job market is a very competitive space, but there are a lot of people running for the same thing that you want, right? And how do you get it if you don't prepare yourself to be better than others who are aiming for the same thing that you are? So it's a mentorship program, right? A closed mentorship group, right? it's to what do you stand to gain? What am I promising you? You have a complete personal brand overhaul. What do I mean? You'd have a review of your LinkedIn, and also receive a guide on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. See, LinkedIn is one platform that a lot of us overlook, right? We don't know, the things that we are missing out by not by not actively making use of our LinkedIn platform, right? I have a couple of people that have gone through my previous cohort on this call, and they would, I'll call them up to share with us their success story, like what their their encounter in the course of the program, and how simple changes in their LinkedIn profile helps them attract, more offers, help them attract new businesses. I'll also share with you actionable strategies for you to achieve success in your workplace, how you can master your job search and interview, and how you can enter the, the new year with confidence to achieve your goals, having your clear goals, and plans for the new year. For this program, right, the sign up fee, right, is 15,000 naira, but the first 25 people to sign up would pay 10,000 naira. So just imagine getting this value for 10,000 naira only. You would get a complete personal brand um overhaul. What do I mean? I'll personally review your LinkedIn profile, help you optimize your LinkedIn profile, tell you what to do to optimize your LinkedIn profile, and guide you on what to share as content to build your LinkedIn profile and build your personal brand, so that you can have a solid online presence. And and also coach you on job strategies and then interview technique, what you should do in your job interview. Because a lot of us, we have good CVs, but when we get to the interview, it flops, right? So right from the point of your CV to your interview, I'll guide you through that process, and tell you strategies that you need to have, right, to excel. Also, how you can achieve your workplace success, right, and attract recruiters, right. Master is a it's Workplace dynamics is very key, and understanding the way the workplace works. If you don't understand the way the workplace works, you would never achieve success, because a lot lies on that also. And then also you would have your clear goals set for the new year, and then you have confidence for you to enter the new year strong and confidence to tackle any challenge encounter. So for those that will partake in this particular cohort, right, the top performing participants, so the person who actively implements everything, because for every of those 21 days, right, there will be actionable tasks for you to do. There will be things I'm asking you to do, right, because you can only get your results once you implement the action step. So the most active participant, right, the person that implements everything, that follows through with the whole assignment, achieves growth in their LinkedIn profile, right? The top person would go home with a cash prize of 30,000 naira and a thorough CV overhaul. So I would look at your CV myself, and I would create a CV that really speaks to your strength, but really that that you would use, right, to get new jobs and position, and then make you stand out. So I'm not seeing any applause sign. People are not excited. Who is excited for this offer, right? And then the second person, the second top participants, right, will will get a CV overhaul. So for the top active participants, so the person that follows through with everything done, and the second person, they will get a complete CV overhaul, and the first prize would also get a cash prize of 30,000. So imagine you pay 10,000 and you end up going home with 30K. That's times three. You have made your money plus the free CV that will be done for you, right? This is an offer you can't get anywhere, and and this is like, you cannot go through this program and remain the same way in your career. You can't go to this program and remain the same way in your career. Sorry, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Hello, can you all
Yes,
hear
we
me?
can.
I can.
Okay. Okay, yes, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you're interested in if you are if you are interested, right, in taking this action, you can type learning career updates in the WhatsApp chat room, where you can indicate your interest, because is the offer is for a limited time, right? I can only work with a limited number of people, and then once I get to that number, doors will be closed to the next cohort, right? I can't guarantee when the next cohort will start, but this one would want to kickstart in November. So just in November into December, so you can get prepared for 2025. So you can start 2025 like very prepared, right? To take on any challenge that you encounter, and take on any job interview that you come across. So as I said earlier, the offer is available for 10,000 naira for the first 25 people. And if you are ready to take action now, I'll be dropping the link right now in the chat room. Click on the link, and then make and then grab your offer, right? Because it's very limited. And so I'll be only if anyone has I'm still waiting for your questions, right? I've answered Uche Nelson. Were you okay with my response, or would you want further clarity on it? If you have additional questions, please drop your questions, so that I'll take them. Or were we all clear on what very all clear on what our speakers on the area? If you have any area of concern at all, just drop it in the chat room, and then I'll take it up. Or you can raise your hand and speak if you want to speak. And then my past participants, those who have, if you've gone through this program in the past, cohort 1, cohort 2, and you're on this call, and you want to share your testimony, right? This testimony time, I want to share your testimony, what you've learned, just to share your experiences, right? You can raise your hand. I'll call you up to speak. You don't need to turn on your camera if you're not in a good environment, right? But you can just speak, right? And then I'll call you up. I'll call you up for you to share your experience. Okay, anyone? I think quite a number of you on the call. I don't want to just call out names. So if you are okay, so I've just dropped the link. Okay, I've dropped the link for the program on the chat room. Okay, let me just go see if there are any questions on the call. Uche Nelson, I don't know if you're still on the call. I was asking if you got if my response to your question was clear enough, or you wanted me to share more clarity. The good thing about this program is that it's for 21 days, so you don't need to commit a long period of time to it. And you are getting daily tasks, right, that would drive, and those tasks are actionable. Those tasks are actionable, right? You'd be able to carry, and then once you do it, you're seeing your results immediately, right? And these are things that you can continue doing. These just you are being exposed to what works, right? And then you are continue once you continue doing it, you will see continuous results. Sorry, you would see continuous results. Okay, let me just look at the chat. Okay, any question? I know it's past time already. It's ready to 9, but let me just take a few questions. Anyone that has any comments to say? Any comments? Okay, Shewa, please, you can speak, Shewa. Your hands are raised. Sorry. Sure, you can turn on the mic and speak.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for this evening's webinar. I really learned a lot. And thanks for inviting me. So I would like to talk about the last bootcamp that held in the month of September towards October. It was actually very flexible, very actionable. The programs, the tasks were actually realistic. It wasn't very rigid. It wasn't something that we could not complete within the stipulated period that was actually assigned to them. So it actually made it very easy to actually carry them out. And the weekly sessions that we actually always have were also very helpful. They really helped with my personal branding, helped with self-awareness, because the secret to your personal branding is actually self-awareness. And that's why the speakers tonight, were talking about self-awareness, understanding yourself, knowing yourself. And that was one of the things I really achieved during the last bootcamp. So I was able to know more about myself, understand people I was working with better, to be able to work strategically at the office and deliver the desired results that, my boss actually wanted. And that also helped me, improve my performance at the office. Another thing that happened to me during the program was that so when we were actually giving some tasks and I actually carried them out, I actually got some offers. People reached out to me, for job opportunities. And I was even surprised when I even reached out. So I was like, wow, I didn't know I was going to get this result within this, short period of time. I was really amazed. And the program was actually, it was one of the best things that actually happened to me this year. And I'm not even capping. I'm not trying to whine. Chidogo, thank you so much for the program. Thank you so much. So I'm just trying to encourage anyone here that is interested in doing something different in his or her career. This is something that you should actually participate in. The amount is actually very affordable, and I promise you, you would not regret participating in it. You won't regret paying for it. So I'm just trying to encourage somebody that is considering whether he or she should proceed with the program. It's actually something that is very valuable, that can even change the course of your career even this year before we cross to the next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Adesha, for that review, for that feedback. I do appreciate. So you guys can see, right? It's not I'm not capping. Let me say what I'm not capping, right? You get the the um the the promise, right, is what you get, right? Just imagine Adeshewa, and she didn't tell you that she got those job offers like less than 48 hours after our LinkedIn, or for after her LinkedIn was optimized, right? So I gave a task for us to on what they should do for their LinkedIn, for their LinkedIn, and she did it, and in less than 48 hours she got those it was two different males, right, reaching out to her for job offers,
Yes,
right?
that
So
particular week, yes.
yeah, that same period, right? That was when she got it.
Yeah.
So just imagine, her just continue with what I've taught so far, right? Mulunda, you can speak now. Mulunda is joining us all the way from Zambia.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm audible,
Good
right?
evening. Yeah, audible.
Okay, thank you. So just want to appreciate Chief for this meeting that we had tonight. I think a lot has been said. So I just want to talk about the cohort we had for the Career Advancement Challenge. You know, it's kind of difficult when someone has already given everything, huh? But just to echo what the previous person was saying about the reviews, actually the okay. So actually the program is designed in such a way that it helps participants. So one of the things that I learned in that cohort was the need to have self-confidence. We are taught a lot of things, especially one thing I appreciated more when it comes to most of these, we are focusing on job seekers, but what about those that are in employment? So the need for a person who is actually in employment to be self-aware of themselves, their skills, what they bring to the table on that in that particular job. Once they understand what they bring to the table, what skills they have, and what they can offer to the company more, it helps them in terms of maybe seeking for a promotion, or if they are going to find employment in other areas. The other thing I appreciated more was when it comes to networking, we also need to understand on how we introduce ourselves to these people that we are networking. So it's important, as you understand yourself, you also need to remember on how you introduce yourself, for example, your name and what you actually can offer to people. So for example, if you are in HR or an accountant, you would mention maybe your experience and what skills you have. That will help the people that are going to maybe recommend you and the like. So now, with a bootcamp, should you enroll? Well, with the past experience that I've had with the course for the Career Advancement Challenge, I really encourage all of us to make it so that we can register. If you look at, for example, like she mentioned, she talked about reviews. For example, the LinkedIn review. If you're coming from the group, you'll notice that once the assignments were given, she would follow up and find out how many people have done the assignments, what challenges they are facing, and the reviews were given. So I feel this is a very good program for all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mulunda. I really appreciate it. So Mulunda joined cohort 2 all the way from Zambia. So you're in Nigeria, yeah. Someone from Zambia is joining and getting results. So you can see that what is being taught, right, is usable anywhere you are in the world. So it's not just restricted to those living and working in Nigeria, right? So those that are even working outside Nigeria, that are not even Nigerians, right, is applicable to them also, right? So it can help you succeed anywhere you are, anywhere and whosoever you are, right? So I know you must have probably gone for previous courses before, done some other thing, but I tell you that this is different because I'm going to be on your case. I'm going to be following up with you to ensure that you do your tasks, right? And even when you do and share it, I'll be giving you on the spot reviews, right? Those that I love when we did our LinkedIn profile review, right? And a lot of people are getting instant changes, and I'm seeing them on their profile that they're now always sharing content, they're now more confident, and it makes me proud. Like, okay, yeah, I did this, I helped them with this, right? And you can also get the same thing. Don't just be left behind. You are seeing people get new offers, seeing people being recognized on LinkedIn, because it's people that they know that they will call for things, right? If people don't know you, they won't call you for anything. So you need to put yourself out there, and if you don't know how to do it, right, you'll not be able to get it. So Shegun, your hands are up. You can speak now, please. So the link is
All right,
still
good
in
evening.
the chat room. You can use the link. The offer is for a limited time. Don't say you don't know before the price moves back up to to 15,000 naira. Yeah, Shegun.
All right, good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but just pick up a little bit.
All right, all right. I want to speak about, so firstly, I want to appreciate you for organizing this webinar this evening. I've learned a lot.
Shegun, sorry, you're not very. There's this muffled sound where you are. Just pick up a little bit.
What about now?
Okay, it's better.
All right, all right. I said I would really want to appreciate you for organizing this webinar this evening. I've learned a lot. When the webinar was going on, I had to start calling people to partake of the blessing there as well. All right. So I want to speak about the this opportunity, okay, because I was part of the cohort too, and I never regretted joining. So two things stood out for me. Two main things. Many things, I gained so many things, but I just want to mention two. I've been optimizing my LinkedIn, but I got new insights through this program, which I implemented, and it was wow. People are reaching out to me, organizations are reaching out to me for job opportunity. Also, number two, I learned about strategic positioning. I'm a kind of person, when I was working in the bank, people nicknamed me there as a workaholic, and that's me. That's me from the onset. So, but I do a lot, but people don't get to know what I do. They don't get to know about what I do. But in this program, I got to understand how to strategically position myself. And guess what? Some of the things I've been doing, I started blowing it up. I started making noise about it, my place of work. And the most recent one, the HR director has to reach out to me on WhatsApp herself, asking me more information about what I've been doing in the past 3 years in the organization that nobody knew nothing about. Now they want to implement it company-wide now. Received accolade here and there.
Wow.
So, I've been overlooking strategic positioning, but this I really caught the fire. So I want to encourage us to partake of these opportunities. Money is chicken change, is a chicken change. So we can afford it. We spend more than that daily or in a week. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shegun. I'm really you didn't tell me this one, this last one. Jesus, wow, that would be very huge. Coming from your HR director, reaching out to you directly, asking you about something that you've done, and this is something that you've done quite a long time, right? But because you've now learned how to announce yourself, you've learned how to speak for yourself, you've learned how to talk about what you've done, right? And talk about it well, right? They're now seeing that what you've done and seeing your value. And that's why, they're now able to come back to you and say, oh, this thing you've done, we want to now do it, across the business. Thank you very much. And well done very much, Shegun. I'm looking forward to more achievements, right, from you coming from this channel. So, but you guys have heard it from people who have done the other cohorts, right? You can use the link and then book your slot from it. I said it's available for 10,000 naira now, and it's going to be limited. Before, like very soon, the price will go back to it being 15,000 naira. So grab that offer, right? And it's for 21 days. If you divide 10,000 naira by 21, that's 476 naira, which is less than what we spend on recharge card. It's less than what we spend on trivial thing, but this is destined for your success, right? And this is for your success. And if you don't make this commitment, right, you never know when and how you're going to play out for you, because all these things that we make to upskill ourselves, to help ourselves in our career, we never know when it becomes useful for us to now make use of that thing that we've done in our past career. So I'll also drop the link in the WhatsApp group, so you can, maybe you want to think about it. But please, don't think for so long, because once I get the number of people that I want, I'll close up, and then the price will move up, and you say, oh, I wished I did this at this time, right? Make that call. We're already in October, going to November. The year is ending. Make that call, so you can enter the next year big, or even start getting your results from this year, right? Adeshewa got her results the same week that we started the program, and this is less than 1 month now, Shegun, of we ending the cohorts, and he's getting this kind of feedback from his HR there. So you can also get the same thing if you want the same thing for your career. If you're currently in your at your workplace, you've been there for so long, you don't feel like as if they value you, and you want to learn how to strategically position yourself, this program is for you, right? If you want to learn how to land new jobs and skilled interviews, this program is for you, right? If you want to learn how to, build a strong, if you want to learn how to build a strong personal brand, right? This program is for you, right? It covers a whole lot, and then you would never regret joining this program. So thank you very much, everyone. In the absence of any other question or comment, so those I'll share the link to the webinar replay later in the week in the WhatsApp group also. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining this session. I do appreciate you taking your time this evening to join us despite the time. Do have a great evening and a great new week ahead. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Tochiku. Thank you, Choma. Thank you, everyone. Let me do a roll
Thank
call.
you,
Thank you,
ma.
John, for staying to
Have
the
a good
end.
night
Thank you,
rest.
Mubarak. You too. Thank you, Tochiku. Thank you, Shegu. Thank you, Choma.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Aisha.
you. You're
Thank
welcome.
you,
Thank
Igor.
you for this
Thank you,
webinar.
Ibrahim, though you were always your speaker was always, oh, thank you for joining. Thank you, Secure. Thank you, Favor, for joining and staying to the end. I do appreciate. So we'll continue our conversations in the WhatsApp group, right? Do have a great evening, everyone. Take care. Bye.